Hi, this is Holly Gage. I just wanted to do a video share on design. Sometimes when you have a stone and all you have is the beautiful stone and a white piece of paper, you can sort of get that, mental block. Where do I go next? Things I like to do, and I do this with my students, is I'll sit down and I'll look at the stone and I'll think about what motivates me, what I see in the stone. So I just start to riff on different ideas. For this side of the stone, it was green, blue, purple. There were some yellow veins in there. The shape was abstract, and to me, these little colors look like a little mosaic. When I looked at the back side, because this is going to be a two-sided piece, I saw abstract patterns. It reminded me of a crackle effect. I see a red fiery shimmer, orange fiery shimmer, acid green, lime, and it looked like it sort of is breaking apart. And then we have this little bit of black at the bottom. So the next stage to the process is start doing some drawings. So I'll do maybe 5 different drawings. And for this one, I'm thinking about both sides, so you'll see drawings for both sides. But this was my starting point. Very clean, nice little swirl in there, a little jazzy. The next one, started doing the other side. Got a little broader with my edging, my line work, but I liked that curl, but I changed it a little bit. And what happens when you're working with design and you're doing it in this method is one starts to influence the other, which starts influencing the other. Either you go more towards it or you're like, oh no, I'm not going there. And so you completely change it up. So in this one, I thinned out the lines a little bit, but I added more of a sharper curve to that bottom, and I closed up that little swirl there. So moving right along, it looks like I went back to my original very linear edge. And so when I put my design in this, that I was trying to give the idea of, maybe dimension and beveling it, but it's still very, very clean. So this one led me to my final. And this is when I started to, kept it linear, kept it, I have multiple levels like this, but it's a little bit different. And so I have blue sapphires pulling out the blue in here. And then that orange flash that I was seeing, I pulled out an amber. So that was the one side. And the other side, which was the orangey, fiery yellow side, I took some garnets along the top here. And I got a peridot to pull out. So I'm pulling out the reds and the oranges, and I'm pulling out the peridot and from the stone. Now, the problem with this is I think my peridot is too big. We want both sides to be balanced. Even though it's an asymmetrical design, you need some visual weight, even though the physical weight is not there. So I feel like this peridot is one size too many. Then the next thing I had to think about with a double-sided piece is on this one, this element is overlapping on the top. So on the second side, it will be behind it, okay? Then this big piece that was the background is on the front here, whereas it's more in the background over there. So I'm going to play around with this a little bit more. So my bit of advice is if you're staring at a piece of paper and you don't know what to do, look to your inspirations. Look to some of the elements that you're starting with. In this case, it's a beautiful stone. This is an opal cut by my husband. Start to pay attention to what inspired you to begin with when you picked that up, and how can you bring that out in the design? And through the process of, riffing, brainstorming, and things like that, I really made use of the clean, minimal edges and things like that to contrast the stone versus compete with the stone. So if you have any ideas, do me a favor, put in a comment about how you design. I'd love to know. Bye.